Hello, this is Joseph Carlson, and this is episode 151 of Gaming with Grief, and I'm calling this episode the Elden Ring group discussion, but I want to remind you guys that this podcast will hit my website, www.gamingwithgrief.com, Monday morning at 7 a.m. Please go there, leave a comment, let me know what you think of this show. Or you can go to gwgpodfellows@gmail.com, drop me a line, do the same thing, give me suggestions, maybe something you want me to review or comment on something. Or you can subscribe to the podcast on Apple iTunes, the Google Play Store, and now I'm on Spotify. So please go to those places, give me the likes, the stars, things like that. And you can find me on Twitter at JustLittleJoe. So this is basically just me talking with a group of my friends about Elden Ring. It's my wife, my sister-in-law and her husband, and another friend of mine, and it's kind of amazing how much this gripped all of us and how much we're playing it. But yeah, here's just us talking about the game right after this, so enjoy. This is the first From Software game that you have played. So, what is it about this game, besides watching me play other From Software games and curse a lot, made you like this From Software game?
It's an open world game, and Skyrim a little bit, but it's easier for me to play that way. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it's just, there's a lot of things you can do, even though I'm broke right now with the runes, which is, currency.
Right.
I have no money. I sleep on the grass, probably, with my horse. My horse has no food either, so I don't even know how we're both still alive.
Right. Well, you can find, it's like one of the basic items in the game, the roa berries. You turn them into raisins, and then you can feed those to Turret, your horse. So I do a weird RP thing where it helps him get life back after he's been hit, which happens. Or I just, before we're about to both go die and I'm on my horse, I will feed him, and then we'll go in like, all right, buddy, let's do this together, and feed him, and then we both usually get stomped by something. So
I should probably feed him. He's probably mad at me.
Right.
So.
He's like, it's right there in your inventory. You can just grab them from the pouch and give them to... And I have horns. Like, he wants to make it... What I think is interesting about this game is the other From Software games, there was this nice idea of camping. You had fires all over, like the bonfires and stuff. And this one, it's a site of grace, which I can just tell is a gem that's hovering off the ground. So this place seems colder than other From Software games because there's no fire. And if there is fire... it's usually because things have been destroyed and they shouldn't be on fire, but they are, which does happen in other From Software games. It just feels like there's no campfire to rest at in this one, So
it does. I actually forgot that it wasn't a campfire. I thought it was a campfire the whole time.
Yeah.
But we have to figure out the co-op portion, which will.
Yeah. That's one of my complaints.
Once we figure that out.
Yeah, that's one of my complaints is From Software does a lot of lore stuff, and they add gameplay into lore, but I think it still could be easier for me to just find you and join your game. I will say that I think now I saw a walkthrough video that someone did on YouTube. There is a way to make a specific password. So if you want to get into a specific game, you can do that. So you're not just looking for random people. But you still need an item, which is frustrating. Instead of just saying, hey, I want to find my wife and play with her online, they're like, well, do you have the unfurled finger, whatever? And you're like, no, I mean, that seems ridiculous, Yeah, I don't know.
That would be the easier way to find me, that's for sure.
Right, yeah. So you haven't beaten any of the story bosses yet, right? You've just fought Marguerite the Fell, the dude with the extra arms, right? He's got like 1 or 2 extra arms, I think.
I don't know if I have done that yet.
Well, you've been fighting him. That's the boss you've been fighting that you can't beat.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, no, we're still working on that.
How many hours have you played the game? Did you ever check your clock in the game to see?
Oh, I haven't, but I'm sure it's quite a bit, and most of it's probably trying to beat that guy.
Yeah, and
So,
and the tree sentinel that beats you up. So
mhm,
yeah,
the guy's tough.
yeah, the tree sentinel's tough just because I think he's cheap early on, and I've seen a lot of strategies like stay on your horse and ride around, but like I miss with my horse all the time. You know, I can't. Seems like when I swing, I'm just swinging down, and yeah, it doesn't really help at all. So yeah, Todd, you're joining us.
Tis me.
Yeah, we just started chatting about the game. I'm recording everything, so. So I'll ask you since you're on. I'll ask you the same question that I asked Carla. Like, you haven't played any From Software games. What makes this one different that you stuck with it?
Okay, so I've never played a From Software game before.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. These, you told me how brutal they are. I didn't realize how brutal. So I fought the first boss. Was his name Margot, whatever, like.
The Fell.
At level 15. There's no guidance. And I think that was the kind of the critique of Japanese games, is that they've been kind of trying to overdo the, at least in American games, the starting stuff. And,
like the tutorial and stuff. Of like, we're just going to talk at you until you fall asleep and then you can play the game. Like
exactly. And this is nothing like that. It's just basically like, hey, here's the game. Screw up as you do. For instance, that first guy when we get out of the graveyard, the exact first thing you do.
The tree sentinel?
No, not before the tree sentinel. That guy that just called me a name. I went and fought him. I still can't spawn at that spawn point because he's standing right in front of there because I angered him. And now he just kills me with a bundle of roses.
Is that the guy that says you're maidenless in the very beginning? Where he says, I'm very...
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
He just starts punching me with roses. I'm like, dude, this guy.
Yeah, we watch Dashi on YouTube, and he did the same thing where he accidentally attacked that guy, and he's the same as you, where every time he gets near that, the guy starts chasing him and beating him with a bouquet of roses. So I have seen that footage of someone being beat.
But apparently he's important to the storylines, so now I'm just like... Now I have found out you can atone for your sins somewhere, but I'm not nearly far enough in the game to do that. So it's just kind of frustrating.
How many hours are you into the game?
I have no idea, but I'm level 70 or 71, mostly by just after Jesse and I think you or somebody here, Wesley, told me that we could cheese stuff and kind of level up quick.
Right.
I started doing that. So now I'm like 71. I still haven't got to Godric yet. So
it
is what it is.
Yeah, if you go to system and go to log out, it'll have your character and the time that you've been in the game right there before you exit game or whatever. Anyway.
I really don't want to know.
I think I'm only like 22 hours in because I was playing other From Software games for the podcast. But I've beat Margaret the Fell and I beat Godfrey the Grafted, the guy with the several arms. I don't know if you've seen footage, but he breathes fire later, which is really fun.
Yeah, he gets that dragon arm. Yeah. I've seen that. But I can't even get past the fire stuff. I don't remember what class you are. You're like the guy with the mask on his head.
Yeah, I found new armor, so I took the prisoner mask off my head with the one eye open and all that. And there's a build I saw online that's very interesting. That's like a Wolverine/vampire build where I got a talisman where you passively heal. Which isn't a lot, but it's enough. If you ride around the open world, you're healing, or if you find a place to rest and are patient, you can heal up your life without using the Crimson Tears or whatever. And then there's some items you can get later, like a Great Rune, and then I think another talisman where the Great Rune allows you to get life if you attack someone, and the talisman allows you to get life if you kill someone, or vice versa. But basically, you're either passively healing, healing from attacking and healing from killing, and so I'm using the claw hooks, which are basically the Wolverine claws, and I am literally Wolverining my way through the game. So I went from being a mage prisoner to a pseudo Wolverine to go through the game.
Yeah, I've got those same things. They're high decks, but I would really like to have Jesse come in here and see what he's up to, because you know how much he preps for these sort of things.
Right? Yeah, so, and he also. Yeah, I don't know, it's weird. Like, we're all at different points. When talking to Wes, our other friend, he was, like, on New Game Plus and had, like, 100 hours in. So, and apparently you can do 3-people squads in the game.
Well, from my understanding, it's only for boss battles when that little thing comes up on the left side.
Yeah, and then apparently there's a code you can put in so you can specifically find other people's games, so you wouldn't join someone's random game. But then I heard even you can go in the open world together, but somebody had video footage on YouTube of they put these illusionary, like these fog walls around where you're exploring, so the host, like you can't just go in opposite directions, like you have to stay near the host. So it's kind of strange, but I get they have to have some kind of whatever, so you can't just be like, I'm going to go over here. I mean, juggling 2 people in an open world, it's kind of hard. So
Gotcha. Yeah, so I really want to bring more people into this because I think it would be a really fun multiplayer game, but like I don't exactly know how to do that.
I looked online. You get items starting off. It's really complicated. It's the one thing in From Software I wish they would improve of. They make you have these items, and you have to put an item down, and then you have to see the item in your game, and you have to use an item to enter, and it seems incredibly cumbersome for, hey, the password idea I like, so you can join your friends group, but I wish it was just that. Like, hey, you want to join your friends thing? Like, put in the password and join, like, that would be a lot easier, I think, than having the unfurled finger and the golden finger remedy and whatever the items you need.
You know what I realized? By the way, speaking of the fingers, by the way, 2 fingers, hilarious. But there is a secondary. What is it called? The something flame.
Oh yeah.
The unfounded flame or something like that. But the purpose of that, there's 3 fingers on their symbol. There's 2 fingers, obviously, on the 2 fingers. But apparently it becomes a 5 fingers, so with all of them together, that's supposed to be normal if they come together.
Oh.
So the 2 fingers are the authoritarian, supposedly good, all godly and all this stuff, but they're really just like Nazis, just like, hey,
oh wow,
you're doing this stuff. This is how you have to do it, and so many people have died because of the 2 fingers and the golden whatever.
Yeah.
And the golden crown or whatever, like, but with the 3 fingers, it's kind of the same way, but kind of different. But if you get all the 5 fingers together, that's how everything meshes back with the moon and the.
Oh, I haven't really.
I'm still learning in this stuff. This stuff is very, very weird to me.
Well, I haven't. Apparently, George R. R. Martin helped with the lore, but apparently, I was reading that Miyazaki and his team said there's certain things you have to do for our games, and so he actually had constraints, which is weird because he's used to writing novels and whatever. So that was interesting. I was gonna ask Carla, you've been to the Round Table Hold, the actual, you've been to the Knights of the Round Table with like that golden thing with the swords in the table. That's really cool, I think.
I have. I am just walking around right now because that's all I can do. I've sat down at the table. It's a really cool table. I wish we had that table.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But that's pretty much all I can do right now.
Yeah, it's apparently there's things later on that will grow that area. Like there's 2 women in the back that sell you certain items. If you give them an offering, they will sell you more items, and they'll actually sell you smithing stones of the lower levels, which is really nice. That might be something I do later today is go find that offering too.
The only thing that's happened to me in that place is I went to look for something, and I ended up finding it was a half of, you know how those kids had those heart necklaces there was one half,
right.
One half they put together?
Yeah.
I found one half of that.
Oh, wow.
And then I went back into the Round Table Hold, and all of a sudden this dude attacked me. You know that dude just stands there that won't talk to you?
Oh, yeah.
He just stares at you? Yeah, he attacked me. And he's very powerful.
Is he the guy that's like leaning
back to that place? He kept fighting me.
He's the guy that's like, is he the one that's like leaning against the wall? Basically, you go around. Yeah,
he's
I know that guy.
Against the wall, looking all dope, staring at you.
Yeah,
but he won't talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I every time I went to the Round Table Hold, he would just attack me with a wand and a sword. He was very difficult to fight. and I could not go back there. Every time I went back there, he would kill me, and then I would get transported back to the last place. And I was like, "Holy crap, dude! This guy's legit."
That's pretty insane. I keep trying to interact with that guy. Plus, there's some mists in that area that you can't traverse. It's like a wall that blocks you off.
No. That wall, what you do is get those stone sword keys. You can buy them off those 2 dead crones, and then you put them in the you put them in the little gophers or whatever the hell they are, little gnomes down there. They're little gnome statues. You plug them in there, and it opens those doors. And I actually got a epic bow or a crossbow.
Oh, nice! Yeah, you can find those sword keys around the world, and if you get,
but you can buy one for 4,000. You can buy 3 of them, 4,000 runes a piece from those crones. So you can get into a bunch of doors.
Yeah, I've seen. I think I have 3. I should actually try to open that because I've just randomly been searching, and for some reason I read online that like 3 is the magic number. Like you need 3 of those things to open different doors. And then also I was in Caliad or whatever. There's like an old haunted school of mages if you go, I think, south. And there's these rune walls, which I think you need great runes equipped or something to traverse them, or maybe you need those keys. So
no, it's probably those keys. So I got one imbued key that got me into some really nice stuff. But whatever you do, so where you start out, where you're still in the cave before you go up and actually see the surface level.
Yeah.
There's a little door there, a little demon door there. Don't open that. That's like a late level boss.
Oh.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah. You're like, oh, I wonder if there's something nice here. Oh no.
Wait, I'm going to use my stuff. Oh no.
Did you go? What was your class? Are you the hero or whatever? Like what?
Well, I'm a confessor. I was trying to do a paladin sort of thing, but I'm just basically going all strength.
Oh yeah. Apparently,
my whole thing.
Apparently, later you get an item after you fight a boss that allows you to respec, and apparently then you can buy them after that. So you can respec, but it's very costly apparently.
But it's going to be like the same thing where I fought the first guy as soon as you get out of there, and now he's my enemy.
Yeah.
And now he just keeps beating me with roses, so that's the only reason I wanted to find that thing, so I could just be like, kind of not get beaten with roses every time I walk out of the thing. And actually
that might be
same spot.
Yeah, you might want to have to do that today of like find that item because like I don't want to get beat up by the florist every time I log into the game. Like,
seriously, like a florist beating me up, like being. I can handle getting my ass kicked. Getting my ass kicked by a freaking a dozen roses is not like the way I want to go out, right?
Right. Yeah.
I think most guys can relate.
Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to get beat by the florist. So, Carla, what do you? I mean, do you think you're going to stick with the game for a while, or do you think you're just going to kind of dip in and out?
I will because I refuse to just have no money and not upgrade anything. Also, I anchored some guy that lives out in the middle of the woods with a cabin, and you can eventually buy stuff from him. But I didn't know that until after, and then I followed some troll's advice, was like, oh yeah, you should fight him. And then I tried to fight him, and then every time I go over there, he tries to kill me.
Never listen to it. Yeah, you shouldn't listen to a troll.
And
don't worry about it. This game is.
Did I tell you the one? There was a troll thing I shouldn't have done where I walked up to the edge of this cliff and like a dummy, somebody said, hey, you should jump down there. You'll get something. And then I jumped down and I died. No. I was like, oh, you
did it. You fell for the thing. You fell for the thing.
I turned it to offline mode because these assholes just sending us stuff. It's like, hey, go down here, butthole.
Yeah. Or or there's Fort Common Night. That's been a big one that I've seen a few times. I had to turn it to offline mode because they put one of those messages in front of a lever I had to pull to activate an elevator. And
that's exactly why I did it. Yeah. That's exactly why I did it. I beat that lion guy where I got that giant sword, and he had one of those little things there, but it was just like, read this, and then don't go to whatever. And I was like, oh, you fucking asshole. So I literally just logged off, and then turned it to offline mode.
Yeah, I did this. I think I'm just going to turn it to offline mode unless we figure out co-op and decide to help each other. And apparently, I was also reading that you can obviously help each other, but like the moment you beat a boss, like it will fade everybody out of the host game because it's like, okay, this is the reason why you're here. You're done. I guess you could rejoin probably after you get, because I think it has to do with those mist walls that block you off from the bosses, and once you destroy those, it's like, okay, you guys are done. Again, you could probably join the game again after they go back into the overworld or whatever, you know.
But the mist wall is the hardest part, obviously. So yeah, I would like to reach out to you guys. You guys do it on Xbox, right?
Yeah, we're playing on Xbox.
Yeah. So yeah, I would love to do that. But the problem is, I don't see anybody else. All I see is Tots online. I don't know what level he just joined our group. Like I wondered why he's not on the call.
Well,
he just joined the group like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. Well, then, that was the thing. Is like
got some really badass armor. So.
Yeah, well, that was the thing is I thought he was only playing a little bit, and then the more we talked, he was playing more and more, and so that's why I was like... And then last night, he just blew up our Dragon Age chat with, like, all Elden Ring stuff, and I was like, you know what? I just put him in this other chat room or whatever, so...
Yeah, I showed him last night. I was like, dude, you went to bed at 3 a.m. your time.
Yeah.
And now it's 8 a.m. my time, and you're still talking about Dragon Age. Like, you got some shit.
He's probably still sleeping. I imagine he went on that run and was like, I got to take this tarnish has to take a nap. Like, he was very exhausted, I guess. From
and I even started using your farming area that you guys showed me, and like, now it's like I need 25,000 just to level once.
Yeah, I think I need like 4,000 or 5,000 just to do one level, and that's always been the thing with From Software games. That's a consistent thing where even if one of your stats is low, you pay the level price no matter what. So even bringing something 15 to 16 costs as much as bringing something from 9 to 10, and that's frustrating sometimes when you're like, you know.
I gotta say though, Jamie's character is a bitch, like in a good way though.
Oh,
because. Because she's got a wand, and she'll just be like, ha, ha, and a guy's dead. A sword bearer is dead.
Nice.
Into him. And I'm just like, I have to go and duck and dodge, and tuck tail, and do all these things.
That was the thing. They came out with a patch a bit ago, and I read the community was upset because what they did is they made it harder to play melee characters and easier to play magic characters, and everybody's like, Magic was already broken. You just made it a lot easier for people to be really cool. You know, they're still cool. Like, this sucks, you know? So, yeah, I mean...
Like, why you got a shield? Just take a sword or a dagger in your left arm, wand in your right arm, dagger, wand, dagger, refill your mana. Do the same thing over and over again.
Do you think you can get your wife on the call, or is she busy with the... So, baby... people don't know for the...
I'm not doing anything else.
Yeah, people don't know for the audio call that he is... Carla is on the video, so she's putting her phone down every time. Like, she's listening to the call, but her head just popped into the call. So, one thing I've noticed a lot of people talk about in the game is that I think this is kind of a different special open world game because it doesn't tell you where things are. Do you like that, being new to From Software, or do you hate that? Would you rather like, you know, an exclamation point or a question mark? You know?
I mean, I feel like I need a little bit more instruction. But, oh.
Hey, it's the other. Hey, it's Joseph. How's it going?
I called him up.
Oh, okay.
I figured he had some insight because he's got a lot higher level guy.
No, that's fine. Yeah, so our friend Joseph Todd is joining the call. Joseph, sorry, I was talking to Carla. I'm recording right now. So you think, Carla, that you need more direction, that maybe sometimes it being vague kind of hurts you being...
just a little bit, but because I feel like I need more structure at times. But I'm trying to branch open and not be annoyed by that type of thing.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a good way for you to say, I don't like this area, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm going to go somewhere else and find something interesting, you know? Like everything
so I've just been wandering around right now, that's why I don't have any money.
Perpetually broke.
And this is no knock to Carla, but I noticed that Carla, when she plays games, she doesn't really like do the min-maxing we have to do.
No.
Like, I need to get maximum strength, minimum this, and Carla just doesn't do that. But
she's shaking her head right now.
You have to do that. I mean, like I said, I fought that first boss Margit at level 15. And I was like, this guy, I got him down to half life. And I was like, okay. And then I got to level 35, and I still got him down to half life.
Right.
I mean, it's a really skill-based game, but the gear makes a big difference. You really have to min-max everything you do. Mm-hmm. You have to really pay attention to your gear, your buffs, and everything else you got. But mostly it's your dodge and duck skills.
Yeah. No, it's true. Yeah.
My problem is just getting in most games. Oh, I hit him. I'm gonna hit him again. I'm gonna hit him again. This is not one of those type of games. It's like, don't get too greedy. Hit him twice, run away. Hit him twice, run away. And that's my hardest part. It's just like not getting too greedy and not running away.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing I think any From Software game has taught me is, like, you need to be patient, plan your hits, and be able to walk away. But, Joseph, since you're on the call, I'll ask the same thing I asked Carla starting out. So, like, is this really the first From Software game you played? Like, he's shaking yes. Yeah.
Like, this, I hate this game so much that I love it. But it's like I've become obsessed with it because, like, you can only get your butt whipped so many times before you go and start doing everything you can.
Right.
Like I fought Radon yesterday for almost most of the day before I killed it.
Is that the giant guy with the little horse?
It's not the finish worth all. It's so much better if you spend like 8 hours doing it and you finally get him. The celebration is like 10 times stronger, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, like when I fought Godric, like that wasn't really anything. When I fought the gatekeeper to get to Godric, he was kind of a pain in the butt, but I tried him super low level and doing like the mage build, like one hit, I'm done.
Yeah. So you went with like a mage build basically? Like, were you
doing like a battle mage?
Were you like an astrologer? Was that your starting class with the staff and the sword?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Carla did as well.
Astrologer.
Yeah.
And I noticed that especially there are some bosses and some of the bigger people that will stand there long enough for you to get shots off on them.
Right.
But there's a lot of the bigger ones that they don't stop moving.
Right. Well, also...
they got like 8-hit combos.
Right.
You just got to find a little gap to get one shot in, 2 shots in.
What I've noticed in this one, too, is like it's the joke with From Software games that you hit him in the butt. You get around behind him and hit him a bunch. But they've really done a lot with bosses now where they'll have a tail or they do like a quick spin attack. So you really do have to plan your shots and figure out like a dead spot or a way to at least get a couple shots in. And I do like that they have mixed it up enough where you can't just fall back on old tactics. That does obviously work, but I tried that. I've beaten Margaretha Fell and Godric, and there was moments where I was behind him just letting him have it, and he'd like swipe with his tail or spin around where I was like, oh, I have to be even more patient and plan these out even more,
You know what? Summons are key.
They're great. I love them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're
level 2 wolves are the shit. Level 2.
And I will tell you that I did a lot of work just trying to get the stuff. I have my wolves leveled up to level 5 right now.
Nice.
And they are key in boss fights because it gives me a chance to get away far enough to where I can start dropping attacks.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to get my intelligence up enough to where the damage I'm doing is actually, enough to start doing, being worth it.
Yeah,
let's go by. What's your level? I never heard your level.
I think my level is like 69 or 70.
Nice.
But
okay, I just got a 70, but it's 40 strength, so I can one-hand that ginormous weapon.
You have a 40 strength? So, holy crap.
Yeah. I three-shot those farm guys.
Oh, no.
My intelligence is 56.
James.
56. What is... So... I just want to say
you to come on
the other
Dragon Age chat.
Todd mentioned to me that Carla doesn't min-max, and that's true. And I just want to say that, like, I'm here for it because I watch her all the time.
Your sister's on there.
And the moment,
and
the moment we figure out how to do co-op, I definitely want to follow her into battle because I want to follow her into chaos because it's really fun when she starts screaming and swinging. And like I was telling the other Todd, Joseph, that I'm doing like a Wolverine build, so I have the claws, I have a passive heal, and there's items I can get to heal from attacking, so I'm going for like a melee like build, and so I do heal passively. I just have to be more patient because I don't have the other talismans yet to heal from doing damage, which I really want to get, so those are hard to
I have one of those. I have like the Scarab. I have a bunch of them that are meant for melee characters, which kind of sucks for me.
Oh, yeah. I do that too, where you're like, I don't want these. Like, I don't have an axe. Like, I don't want to do more axe damage.
That's like when you fight Godric, and then you go to the two fingers, and they say, oh, well, you can give us this, and we'll give you, like, his axe or, like, his dragon hand.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, neither one of them are anything that I would use because the string...
Oh. So
I'm just like, okay, well, I guess I'll sell this to the guy in the smithing area.
Yeah. That's one thing I want to... It's weird, too, because I do want to have different weapons just to try some out, maybe for New Game Plus, like have them in my inventory. But I have been getting duplicates of, like, stabs and axes, so I might sell those for some quick runes. Carla, I would say you should do the same thing, too, Carla, because I know it's hard for you to get money, but if you sell some equipment you don't need, then, you can...
last night I spent, like, an hour or so just trying to farm some... new armor, the fire monk armor.
Oh, that's cool.
The ones like Wesley showed you with the big fat guy armor. That's the fire giant armor.
The fire mage armor.
Oh, okay, that's it. Yeah. By the way, Jamie's about to join here.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I want to hear people that haven't played. Because leading up to this, I've been playing From Software games. I mean, I played them through the years, but I've really been looking at my hours into From Software games. And I just checked. I played Dark Souls. I played Demon Souls back in the day for when it came out on PS3 for 73 hours. Got one of the endings. There's 2 endings. So I completed that game. I played Dark Souls for a little bit here and there. I got the remastered, played those. I didn't complete Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3. Bloodborne, I'm very close to the end, but I'm 96 hours into that. Sekiro, I got one of the endings, and I think I'm like 80 some odd hours into that. So like I've played other From Software games, but it definitely seems like it was a track where you either like them or don't like them. And I like to talk to people like, well, Joseph and Todd and my wife who haven't played, but like this is really the one that, you hear that anecdotally that it's really speaking to people. And I think some of that has to do with the fact that the way they design the Sites of Grace and the fast travel points and the idea that it's such a big open world that if you're being frustrated, you can go somewhere else. I mean, in From Software games, if you're frustrated at a boss, you have to basically face tank the boss until you move on because that's the path to the next area, But this way, it's like, hey, man, Godfrey is killing me so much. I have this Site of Grace unlocked. I'm just going to go somewhere else, and when I level up, I can jump back here and beat him, or whatever. And I think that is such a key element.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah,
and that's exactly how it is. I've never played any of these games before. I just remember how frustrated you were for all these games. Like, this is my 38th attempt on a boss. And I was like, I could never do that. But now that I understand it, it's like, I could definitely.
Yeah.
And the hardest thing for me is like there's no you go to one point, it tells you to go to another point. Right. Like I was in the sorcery school and I was fighting the boss.
Do you like that or hate that? Sorry to interrupt. Do you like that element?
Sometimes it's frustrating, but it's also fun because like you can pick and choose.
Right.
Like I can go do this guy's quest line, or I can go do this guy's quest line. Like I just started Rainey's quest line.
Yeah.
With Blad, and like you can go do all this different stuff, but it's so frustrating sometimes because like when I was fighting the queen at the school.
Wait for the computer to start.
I had no idea what I was doing. I ran in there, started attacking her, doing AoE attacks, and like her bar wasn't going down, and I ended up dying. And I'm like, how are you supposed to fight her?
I think some of it.
I like actually had to Google how do I actually fight her, and they said anybody who lights up, you have to hit them, and it drops her shield.
Oh.
So I was like.
So she has like.
I know.
Yeah, I think I heard. So, do you think I'll ask what I asked Carla? Do you think you're going to? Do you think you're going to stay with this for a while, or do you think you're kind of nibble at the edges and kind of go back and forth and stuff like that? Do you think that's something you're going to do?
I'm 75 hours in.
Okay, so you're in basically. You're in for the long haul. Like, yeah, you're going to stick in with it and stuff.
I'm in it for the long haul because, like I said. You can only take a butt whooping so many times from characters that, like, it hurts your ego.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but once, you know, like Todd said, once you beat him, it is euphoric.
That's like last night, when I finally beat Radon, like, I messaged you guys, my nephew, who's actually playing Elden Ring 2, like, he was fighting the same boss, but he quit and went to go do something. I text him, and he goes, "Oh, you finally beat him." I said, "Did you beat him?" He goes, "No." I said, "Exactly."
It is a thing too, like with other people. Well, you're saying, "Hey, what's up, Jamie?"
Hey.
You'll say things like, "Oh, I beat this person." You know, you didn't beat this person. It's like, and then like some of the stuff, like even Carla, you know, my wife, she'll be like, "Oh, I'm over here." I'm like, I have no idea where you are. You know, like, I don't know. I don't even know where to get to where you are. But I'll ask Jamie the same thing I asked everybody else to join the call. What about this From Software game makes you like it more than, say, any other From Software game that you probably haven't played, I think?
I don't know. I just like the layout. How you... Oh, my God. Put me on the spot. I don't really know.
I mean, but
I just enjoy it.
Well, yeah, I mean, like before you joined the call, I was talking to everybody else about how.
I'll tell you one of the other things that really gets me about this game. That's like I killed one of the dragonkin underground, and like you're sitting there and you're just looking at the graphics.
Oh.
You know, and it's a giant queen sitting, like a skeleton queen just sitting in her chair.
Yeah,
and you've got the waterfalls behind her, and you've got the castle. Like, the graphics are just so amazing. I sat there for like a good 5 or 10 minutes just looking at the graphics.
The graphics are beautiful.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Are you playing it? Amazing. Are you playing it on PC or Todd Sif? What are you?
I'm actually playing it on my Xbox. Because
hey, we're all Xbox here. Sweet.
Oh, that's what we're doing.
With the carpal tunnel, it's gotten hard for me to play games on my computer because sitting there with my hands like that for so long just starts cramping up, and then I can't play.
Bro, I saw you up at 3 in the morning still playing, and then you messaged me at 8 in the morning my time, and you're just like, "Yep." I was like, "All right, dude, this guy's got a bit of a problem."
Yeah, Todd Sif didn't. You weren't on the call, but I was like, man, this Tarnish apparently had to take a nap because he was up late trying to play. See, all this stuff that you're describing, Todd Sif, like I have no idea where you're at, but I've seen obviously the load screens of that queen, you know, with the water. It's a load screen art, so
it's underground, and that one in particular, I think I found like a one of those warps.
Oh yeah.
Oh! I think it was after I beat. What's her name at the school? There was a warp there.
Yeah,
and I took the warp because I thought that's the way you go to like activate a rune.
Oh,
none of us know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
and I just ended up somewhere different.
Yeah, I'm at the school exploring right now, but there is a red wolf that is kicking my ass with a fire sword. Where you go up through the school, and I have the summons, and he summons a fire sword in his mouth and attacks me and does a lot of damage. And since I'm melee,
that's the first one. Well, I went through the school ridiculous amounts of times until I figured out the actual way to get to where the main boss was.
Yeah, I haven't got there. I got to some dead end at the school where you're like in this graveyard and there's an item at this grave that I want to get, but this guy appears like this old decrepit elf that's like 8 feet
it's
tall.
A vampire.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but he comes after me, and
he uses the gravity magic and sucks you in.
Yeah, like he beat my butt so much, and I was like, man, and I'm just trying. I'm only level like 26, so I'm
You know how I beat him?
With ranged stuff, probably. Did you do ranged?
I hit behind the thing in the back.
Oh, because he won't go back there?
No, he goes back there, but he slowly walks around. So you pop off a couple of shots, and then you run around to the other side.
Oh, that's a good strategy. Like, unfortunately, I did like the whatever, but I was doing a mage build, and then I went to a melee build. So you have to get up in their face or behind them or something, and so sometimes it's rough to do that.
Well, I picked up a sword that was kind of good, kind of cool. It's the glintstone sword or something like that.
Oh.
Like I had to go all the way up north to a castle and farm it from a couple of mages.
Oh.
But like you can shoot a glintstone pebble from it, but if you hit like the heavy attack, it does a lot of damage.
Oh. Oh,
so like you do the glintstone attack and then heavy hit, and you'll see the bar actually move from his damage.
Nice. Well, yeah, I think I need to go back to a range thing for that vampire guy. But Jamie, what did you pick for your starting class? Oh, did she leave?
I picked the astrologer. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Did you? That's the same thing your sister picked. There's a lot of astrologers in our group. There's Todd. Yeah, there's an astrologer. It seems like everybody's an astrologer except for the other Todd, who is a confessor.
I actually started off as a hero, but the axe was making me mad because it had such short range.
Oh, and it's slow, isn't it? Too? Isn't it really slow?
Wasn't it really heavy and kind of?
It was really slow, and the range was really short. So every time I would go to fight somebody, like, before I could even get a good hit off, they had already killed me.
Oh, yeah. You have to, like, really plan your hits, like, more than you would normally plan, basically. Like
what I needed to do was go somewhere and find me, like, a long sword or something that had, like, Todd was talking about his big giant sword that he got. I needed something like that.
Yeah. I mean, early on, I think, for me, I got the S-Dock, which was pretty cool because at least with the S-Dock, you can thrust forward and it's got an incredibly long reach. So you can just stab someone and then just like back away. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to get up in their face. So I had it beginning, but now that I'm doing like a full melee build, I'm like, it's kind of weak. Unless obviously you level it up, which I need to go buy some, I think I'll do that thing when we log off of here to get the ability to buy smithing stones from those person in the round table keep, because then I could just buy stones and upgrade my claws to my heart content. So,
well, bros, like, first of all, why am I looking at your ceiling boob on College Picture? Secondly,
yeah,
I was going to ask you guys about smithing.
What about it?
How have you guys done on smithing so far?
I mean, okay.
Me, not well.
Yeah.
I've noticed a market increase. Like, I got that one mace that does bleed damage.
Ooh.
And I put it up to +4, and I'm just straight up wrecking fools.
Yeah.
Like, I never understood this, the EDCBA sort of, so basically
I think that's how your weapon scales. Like, and
that's exactly how it is. But I didn't realize that until I started upgrading. My strength would scale on my mace as a D rating.
Oh yeah.
Then I went to a C rating, and now I was at a B rating, and then I just started B rating guys by upping my strength.
I see what you did there.
And beating the hell out of them. And now it's just amazing. I don't know how much you guys are paying attention to that sort of stuff, or kind of the rating scaling with certain skills.
I have actually the first sword I got was one of the long swords from one of the guys by where you get your mount, and I've got it up to level 8 or +8, and I've got
that's pretty good.
I've got poison on it.
Ooh.
So damn, dude.
Yeah.
I thought it was sitting pretty at +4. Good Lord.
I have so much. I have like so many melee weapons that I have all the samurai swords. I have scythes. I have, I had the big swords and hammers and all that, but I can't use any of them. So I have to look for smaller stuff that doesn't require me to have
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is like a standard open world thing where you can actually trade. I think you just go into someone's world and help them out.
If you could trade, it would be awesome because I could trade so many. I have all kinds of stuff. I've got about 10 different staffs or wands. I've got swords for days and
that you can't use because you're
I got a bunch of armor that I can't use.
That's hilarious because you're asking me about my ginormous sword. It's like, what are you going to do with it?
Well, absolutely nothing.
40 years to hold on to it.
After I beat Godric and I went to the Two Fingers and they offered me either his axe or his dragon arm, neither one of them were anything that I could use, so I just sold the thing for 20,000 runes and leveled up.
Nice.
Dang.
Yeah, I got 20,000 just for killing Godric the Grafted or whatever, and then leveled up a few times, and now I'm just wandering. I am a true wanderer in the world. I don't know what to do, but I think I will do the thing where I don't know. I might farm later today and try to find a good spot. I know Jesse sent us a message on good farming spots. I might try to do that just to get leveled up a bit.
What I started doing just to kind of for myself, I just started clearing areas. I went to the island, the one south, and I cleared the whole island. I did all the dungeons. I did everything there. Then I went to Limgrave and started going back, making sure I killed the dragon. I killed the sentinel. I killed all that stuff.
Yeah, I killed the tree sentinel and just got his. It felt like I needed a shirt because I killed the tree sentinel and all I got was his halberd, and I felt like it's like those shirts of I killed the tree sentinel and all I got was his stupid halberd. I was very upset. I was like, I'm gonna get all of his armor. I'm gonna wreck him, and then they're like, do you want his halberd? I'm like, bro, no.
Like I said, when I was farming that fire mage trying to get his stuff, they said, oh, the hardest thing to drop is his weapon. I got 2 of his weapons before I got even a piece of armor.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, it is weird though that I went have you guys seen those summoning circles? They're these stone circles that kind of they're these stone pits that you summon into, and there's there's mini bosses there. Yeah, well, I found one, and this guy was a pyromaniac. He cast these massive fire globes that would hit the ground and explode. And I must have tried to beat him for about 2 hours because it was one of the first bosses I found. So I'm level 12 trying to beat him. I beat him, got his spell that cast these big fireballs, but it's a faith-based thing. It's an incantation, and you need a faith of 50 to cast it. And I'm like, come on, man. It was, again, it's can I just get a t-shirt that's I just killed this guy. I tried beating this guy for 2 hours, and all I got was this dumb incantation that I can't use.
That's the spell I got from Renalia, the queen at the school. You got to have an 80.
What?
In intelligence to do her spell.
That's got to be a new game plus thing or something.
Her spell is a monster, though.
Yeah. It probably takes all of your FP just to cast it, though, but it might be worth it.
No, it uses your FP, but doesn't continual attack until your FP bar goes down to 0.
Well, I mean, to turn all of you astrologers on, there's a weapon called I don't know the name of it, but it casts a glintstone beam forward, and the secondary attack, it causes a flame attack in front of you. So it depends on which heavy attack or light attack you do. And a lot of mage builds use the sword because it uses glintstone sorcery. And if you level up your dexterity and intelligence and all that, it does more and more damage, and you can melt bosses because you're literally just shooting a beam of energy forward. And so I would I'll see if I can look that up somewhere and share with you guys where.
If you have the scarab or you have one of the foul feet, it does raise it up.
Oh, yeah. What are those? Are those a golden foul feet or something?
I got the scarab so it worked out.
Oh, you get more ruins or whatever.
So I got 100. I got it was like 97,000 wherever I killed. But then I got 8 dragon hearts or 5 dragon hearts. So I went to that little dragon island, and then I got these dragon incantations. So now I can get one that can blow fire, one that can make a dragon attack people, one that can do something else. I forget. They're really expensive. I don't have enough faith points yet to do that, but they seem very powerful. But yeah, it's a really early game, easy to get the thing.
I looked at those, and I think I was talking to somebody, and they said you can get once you get more. I think after a while they put more spells on there.
Oh.
Kind of like with sorcery, like if you go to Celia down in the dungeon and you bring her booklets that you found, it adds more and more spells to it. So you can
she wants a scroll.
Stuff from it.
There's someone who if you give her a scroll, it adds more than what she can teach you. And I found a couple, and I was like, I'm gonna go totally mage, whatever. And then I was reading about the build I'm working on. I was like, screw magic. I don't want to do magic anymore. Just to wrap up, so Carla. So, do you think that
there's the face?
I think. Are you gonna? Is this something that you're gonna stick with? Or are you just gonna mess around with it for a bit?
No, I'm gonna stick with it. I got to see this through. You know what I mean?
It's just scary enough to keep her on board.
Yeah, Jamie. What about you? Do you think you're gonna play this for a while, or do you think you're gonna?
I think so. I really love it. I love the how beautiful it is.
Yeah,
I do love that it's more complex than say Skyrim. You know, you're not just hey, talk to this dude and he'll give you a quest. You know.
Yeah, even when you talk to the people, you're like, "What? I don't know what you want."
Yeah.
You know.
It's more. You have to think about it more, and even the characters are a lot. The NPCs are way more challenging to defeat. It's not I'll just swing 3 times at this guy and he's dead. It's no, you actually have to back away or, parry or roll around to evade his hits and stuff. So
I mean,
I like it.
I'm a roll master.
The dodge. You're the dodge guy. Yeah, you got to keep all your equip load light though, so you can dodge like crazy. Because I think I got a couple pieces of armor that went from medium to high, and I started fat rolling, where you're really slow. You basically roll into their attack, and that's incredibly disconcerting. I was actually playing one of the older Souls games. I think Dark Souls 1 or 2. For the podcast, and it was the first time I had a heavy armored guy, and I was like, I hate this roll. I'm literally just rolling into the pointy end of their blade every time I go to do a dodge roll. I don't like this at all. So that's why when I was playing Elden Ring,
waiting for the Oompa Loompa to just roll you right into.
Oh yeah, he's just gonna roll me in, and I don't want anybody to spend any extra money, but I've seen a lot on Twitter that the Series X for the Xbox, if you guys are playing on Xbox, those are more available now than they've ever been. Walmart has had them on sale for MSRP for 2 weeks. And I think Amazon has had more and more deals where they'll do flash sales. So if you guys are looking for the new Series X, you could try one there.
Nope.
All right.
But also, going off of what Jamie said, what I think was really unique about this game, and what I'm not used to with the Skyrim reference, is you're on a quest. You're on a quest line, but there's no tracking of the quest line. Somebody tells you to do something, you have to figure it out. It's I'm on this girl's quest line because she told me this, but there's nobody telling me what to do or where to go. It's kind of and then I talk to this guy. Exactly.
Right. So do you like that then, as opposed?
I do this a little bit more mysterious because that seems a little bit more realistic to me.
Right.
More of a challenge to me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I
gotta say, it's a little irritating to me, but I'm trying to be better at not being irritated by that.
Well, again, you enjoy the chaos, and I mean, maybe some of the bosses are like, you know what? She doesn't care. I'm going to be as vague as possible, and they'll just tell you a riddle, and they're doing it to upset you. So I don't know if that's something that the game is actively doing to upset you, or if that's just the game. But I mean, to wrap up, I'll say this. I think Elden Ring is one of those games that people will talk about for a long time. I don't think it's just this year people are talking about it. I think the idea that they don't really tell you a lot when you look at the map, and you have to make. You can even put your own markers down of like, there's a vendor here, there's a boss here. I do like that you can do that, and you can have 100 of those icons up at a time, so you can really make the map your own, and I think that's pretty amazing. So, does anybody want to say? So. Does anybody want to say anything to like a final closing thought or anything like that?
You know,
I would just like to say I love it a lot more than I thought.
Yeah, yeah.
Joe's maidenless.
Oh, yeah, I'm very maidenless.
I'll say this. You know, if this was probably a younger me playing this, I probably would have rage quit a long time ago.
now you have the patience to sit it out. I get it.
I mean, you've got used to being beaten down by life. That's pretty much where I'm at too.
Yeah.
Now it's like I get just destroyed. Like I said yesterday, it took me all day to beat Radon. Like changing out different outfits, changing out different gear, trying different things. You know, that was part of the fun of it. I mean, is no matter how aggravated I was, like just trying to think of different things I could do to beat the characters. And then after you beat them, just how good you feel. You're like, yes, I did that.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
yeah, you see that
little accomplishment bar pull up, and you're like, yes.
I love that you keep humble bragging about beating Radon, too.
Well, plus
nobody else has.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, well, that time I beat the boss that none of you have, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, they do an amazing job with that splash screen that says, like, faux slaughtered. There's one later on that says great faux slaughtered, and you think, hell yeah, I did that, you know? Like that's...
So when I beat that first boss, what's his name, Morgan or whatever?
Yeah, Morgan.
I killed him after I died. So I had a bleed effect on him. I died, and then 2 seconds later, my bleed ticked once, and he died. So I didn't get to see any of that crap. And that's the only boss I killed. I didn't see any of it. Didn't get any. Didn't go loot him. Didn't get shit.
When you spawned back in, was he actually dead though, or did you have to refight him?
He was dead. Okay. He was dead when I came back in.
At least they didn't steal that.
I didn't get to see the effect or anything. I was like, "You died," and then all of a sudden I saw him, his like Thanos thing go.
Oh yeah, that.
And that's kind of the thing. I mean, on some of them that you fight, like it's kind of like that's it. That's all you get. So like when you see some of the bigger ones and you see like the crazy theatrics and stuff, you're just like, wow, somebody put a lot of thought into like, you know.
Bro, even the intros to the fights are theatric as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like, call me the Lord of Golden, blah blah blah. Like, yeah.
I like how your guys kind of over them monologuing. Like you just silently sit there and let them go on their speech, and then if you're a baller, you'd beat them in one go and be like, yeah, you didn't need to go through all that.
Give me a couple of arrows in their head while they're monologuing.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for. Thanks everybody for joining me, and I will enjoy finding out how to do multiplayer, so that way we can all play together at some various time. So
let's do it tonight, bro.
Yeah.
Close levels.
We can figure it out. All right. See you guys later.
All right, later, Russell.
That's it. That's everybody talking about Elden Ring and what they thought about the game. I think 2 more of my friends are going to comment on the game because they missed a call. You heard them mention during that review. But I will try to get a hold of them, and maybe that'll be next episode, and I'll give my final thoughts. Because I'm really on the fence about this game, and I want to hear more people's opinion about it. So I just want to remind you guys, I think that's it this week, but I want to remind you guys that this podcast will hit my website, www.gamingwithgrief.com, Monday morning at 7 a.m. Please go there and let me know what you think of the show. Or you can go to gwgpodfellows@gmail.com. Write in, let me know what you think of the show. Or go to Apple iTunes, the Google Play Store, or Spotify. Subscribe to the podcast. Give me the likes, the subscribes, all that kind of stuff. Or you can find me on Twitter at JustLittleJoe. I will see you guys next week. Probably more Elden Ring talk. Bye.